Let me tell you about my buddy Jake. We worked together as security guards at a logistics company outside Dallas. 12-hour shifts, minimum wage, standing at the gate, rain or shine. Nobody at that company knew something about him. His girlfriend was the company's chief operating officer, the second most powerful person after the owner. Jake and Emily met 2 years earlier, before she got promoted. Back then, they were just two people in love, meeting for coffee after her old shift ended. When she climbed the corporate ladder, they made a decision together. They agreed to keep the relationship private. She said mixing personal life with her professional image could create problems. Jake trusted her judgment. He loved her enough to stay invisible. So every single day he stood at that gate in his uniform, and she walked past him like a stranger. Her eyes never lingered, her voice never softened. It was their secret, and he respected it. But respecting it came at a cost. The employees at that company treated security guards like furniture. Worse than furniture, actually. Furniture doesn't get insulted. There was one supervisor, Tyler, who made it his personal mission to humiliate Jake daily. He'd throw his ID badge at Jake's feet instead of handing it over. He'd scream if Jake asked for verification, calling him uneducated, worthless, a nobody who guards gates because he's good for nothing else. Other employees joined in. Some threw food wrappers near his feet like he was a trash bin. One night shift, 3 drunk employees actually shoved him and laughed when he stumbled. Jake never fought back. He never explained who he was dating. He swallowed every insult because he made a promise. Emily knew none of this. Jake never complained to her. He didn't want his personal struggles affecting her professional reputation, and honestly, he didn't want her pity either. Then came the night everything changed. Tyler and his group cornered Jake in the parking lot after their office party. They were drunk, aggressive, and decided beating up the security guard would be entertaining. 3 of them held him while Tyler punched him repeatedly, screaming that he was nothing, that he'd always be nothing. What they didn't know was that the security cameras in that parking lot fed directly into the operations command center. The same command center Emily was still working late in that night. She watched it happen live. Jake didn't see her arrive. He only heard heels clicking rapidly across concrete, followed by a voice he knew better than his own, but a tone he'd never heard her use. She didn't scream, she didn't cry. She simply said, "Step away from him, right now." Tyler laughed, still drunk, asking who she thought she was to give orders. That's when she said the words that changed everything. "I'm the chief operating officer of this company, and this man you just assaulted is my boyfriend of 2 years." Silence. Complete silence. She called security backup, medical assistants, and HR simultaneously. Within an hour, Tyler and the 3 others were suspended pending termination. Emily personally drove Jake to the hospital herself, holding his hand the entire way, apologizing over and over for staying silent too long. The next morning, she called an emergency meeting with every single employee. She stood in front of the entire company and revealed their relationship publicly. She explained she'd kept it private for professional reasons, but she would never again allow her silence to enable cruelty towards someone she loved. Tyler and the others were terminated immediately. The company issued a formal apology and completely restructured how security staff were treated, including new harassment policies specifically protecting guards and support staff. Jake still works as a security guard today, but everything changed. Employees who once ignored him now greet him with respect. Some apologize directly, ashamed of how they'd treated him, without ever knowing who he was protecting from the shadows. Jake and Emily stopped hiding after that night. They're getting married next year. Sometimes the people you overlook are protecting more than just a building. Sometimes they're protecting someone who loves you enough to stay silent until silence becomes impossible.